Hi everyone, this is Lara Hammock from the Marble Jar channel, and in today's video I'll share some of my tips for getting organized over the holidays using Google Sheets and Toodledo. So I love the holidays, but like everyone else, I frequently feel overwhelmed by all of the additional tasks during holiday season. Decorating the house and tree, ordering and sending holiday cards, and buying and wrapping Christmas presents. All of this amid lots of late night seasonal festivities and for us, some holiday travel. So my very first order of business is that I cut myself some major slack around the holidays. I would highly recommend doing an analysis of what is critical to you and what is not, and then prioritizing accordingly. So for example, weekends are hectic for us at this time of year. My husband travels, my kids have a bunch of activities. It was getting increasingly difficult to plan enough time on a weekend for all of us to go out and get a tree, put it up, and decorate it. Along with all of the other house and outside decorating requirements, it used to require like a 5-hour block of time. So we got a reasonable quality fake tree, and now we only need a 2-hour block, which is much more manageable. Plus, I don't feel like our whole house is gonna go up in flames because I forgot to water the tree. So I'm also not a perfectionist at all when it comes to decorating. Our tree honestly looks like someone just took all of our ornaments and threw them at it. But for me, the process with all 4 of us involved is more important than the product, so there it is. So I'm going to share with you some of the tech tools that I use to keep the holidays sane for me. None of this is rocket science, but sometimes it's useful to see how others do things in order to come up with a system that works best for you. So first off, annual reminders. I use Toodledo for task management. One great thing about Toodledo is that you can enter recurring tasks. So I have some holiday-related annual appointments that keep things from sneaking up on me. The first is order holiday cards. So this comes up right before Thanksgiving every year, which might seem like overkill, but 2 things. Number 1, there are great online deals that are happening then, and number 2, if I don't have a good photo to put on a card, I can usually convince my family to take a couple of photos over Thanksgiving when everyone is already a little more cleaned up than usual and there are willing photographers around. The next recurring task is to plan a weekend for decorating. So this task also comes up right around Thanksgiving. It's just a heads up for me to look at the calendar and find a 2 to 3 hour block of time on a weekend, usually in early December, to make the whole family help with decorating. As an aside, I keep notes about decorating details in Evernote, like what goes where and where the lights are all plugged in. Some people can remember this stuff, but I cannot, and why recreate the wheel every year? So the next reminder is to buy decorating munchies. So again, this is more about process than product. So I have to make sure that I have our traditional snacks on hand for decorating time. So for us, that's cider, hot chocolate, sugar cookie dough, and candy canes. So healthy. But nothing makes your house smell better than freshly baked sugar cookies and hot cider. And my last reminder is to start filling out the gift spreadsheet. So this occurs on the day after Thanksgiving every year. So let's talk about my gift spreadsheet. So I just looked back and I have been keeping my Christmas gift spreadsheet since 1999. So that's nearly 20 years with a tab for each year. And again, most people don't need to do this, but for me, there is no other way to adequately keep things straight. At a high point, I was buying some kind of gift for almost 50 people. So things are significantly less crazy now, but I still find this spreadsheet crucial to maintaining my sanity. So here's my Google spreadsheet. I've included a link to a sample spreadsheet in the comments. If you want to use it, just open the link and copy it to your own Google Drive. It's fairly self-explanatory, but you will see that I have a field for gift ideas and then I have a field for gifts that I've bought. So I move the gift ideas over to the bought column once I've made decisions. I also have columns for when I've purchased, received, and wrapped gifts. I don't love shopping, so I tend to do as much online shopping as possible, and I'm an efficient but not particularly enthusiastic or creative present wrapper. So I usually block off 4 to 6 hours one night to just wrap all of the presents once they've all arrived. So the downside of this spreadsheet is that it's not a great format for multiple gift ideas per person, particularly not for online shopping since I want to keep track of website links. So because of that, the last several years I've also created an ideas tab for each year, but I still record the final gifts purchased on the main spreadsheet. So the other holiday spreadsheet that I've had for more than 20 years contains addresses for holiday cards. So most people use one of these unless they really enjoy handwriting addresses on 100 plus envelopes. So up until this year, I've been cutting and pasting from Google Sheets into Excel and then printing the labels in Microsoft Word. But this was the first year that I used this extension from Avery to produce labels directly from Google Docs, which eliminates some complications and makes me happy. So I will show you how to do this. Again, I put a link to the sample holiday card address spreadsheet in the comments. You basically just have to have fields for name, address line, city, state, and zip, and you can put those last three on just one field if you want. I make a tab for each year. Okay. So even though your addresses are stored in Google Sheets, you have to access the Avery label extension from Google Docs. So go into Drive and on your computer and create a new Google Docs document. Now click the Add-ons menu and choose Get Add-ons. You're going to search for Avery and it should come right up. So it's rated really low, 2 out of 5 stars, but it worked fine for me. Maybe because I wasn't trying to do anything fancy? I don't know. Okay, so go ahead and click on the free button. You'll have to possibly choose a Google account to associate with this, and you're going to need to click on Allow, at which point it is installed. So this Avery add-on kind of hijacks your document and puts a bunch of instructions in there, which I find very helpful. Basically, you're just using this document to give instructions to create a new document with all of your labels to print. So go up to Add-ons again, choose Avery Label Merge, click on New Merge, and then click Address Labels. And you're going to choose your labels. So I purchased like a lifetime supply of 5160 labels at one point, so that's the one that I use. Now it's going to prompt you to choose a spreadsheet that contains your addresses. So once it is reading the correct spreadsheet, you can make some changes to what sheet or what tab it's looking at and which rows you want to use over here on the right. So now here's the important thing. You're going to put your cursor in this box and give Google Docs some instructions on which fields should go where. So I put name first, second line address, then on the third line, city, state, and zip with the punctuation that I want. Now I hit merge and see how it looks. It might take a beat or two depending on how many addresses you have. So you're going to go ahead and open the new document that was created. You'll also be able to find this in your recent documents in Google Drive. It's going to be named generically, in my case, Avery_5160. So make sure you print one page first and then hold it up to the light to make sure that it's going to print properly on your label sheet. And you can make some formatting adjustments in the document before printing all your labels on label paper. So those are some of the tricks that I use to keep the holidays sane for me. I make annual reminders in Toodledo, and I use a Google spreadsheet to keep track of gift buying and to keep track of holiday cards. Let me know what you think. Comments are always appreciated, and thanks for watching.